Do 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 do.
Welcome back. Tiffany Lam, who is the delightful hostess with Greg Evans on Perfect Match for some time, has just come back from Hong Kong and she's on our show today. Please welcome Tiffany Lam.
Hi.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too. That's a tune I haven't heard for a long time.
Yes, that's the theme.
It certainly is. 3 years ago.
How do you look back on that time with Perfect Match and Greg?
A wonderful time. I was 19 and living in Sydney and having a ball. It was excellent. Really, really lovely.
And of course, everyone in Australia watching the show at that time. Did it affect your life all that much, Tiffany?
I think only when you wanted to sort of throw your tracksuit on and go shopping and people would say, "Oh my God, look what she wears." Not really. It was great. It was a big difference. I was only 2 years out of high school, so thrown in front of everybody's televisions every night. It's a big step.
But you enjoyed it. You started out in modelling, didn't you?
Well, I've been working in television, basically, in modelling and in photographic work mainly, not being any more than 5'4". And I think this is my 9th year now. I've sort of been doing television and commercials, photographic stuff, all sorts of things. And, oh, there's a shot.
Lovely shot, beautiful shot there.
Thank you.
How did it start for you? What made you get into modelling and TV?
Well, I was 13 and I was going to school and I was cast in a Coca-Cola commercial, actually, which a lot of people seem to make their start there. And that was it. I had the bug. So there wasn't any real choice of what I was going to do. Commercials kept coming, and then when I finished school, I did a handful of things in film and then got matched. So it kept rolling.
Tiffany, I know there's no such thing as an overnight sensation or overnight success.
I
Just
wish.
doesn't really exist. But really, I mean, at a very young age, all of a sudden you were thrown into the public spotlight as the result of Perfect Match. What I was getting at before was, did it change your life all that much? Did you find that you found new friends very easily and some of the older ones perhaps dropped off?
No. Yes, you certainly do meet a lot of new friends, but as far as losing the old friends, I don't think I could do that. I've got a lot of solid friends that I went to school with, and I still have. I was living in Sydney at the time with a girlfriend who I went to school with. No, friends like that were too hard to lose, so I was lucky. I had the old and the new.
And what about Hong Kong? What took you there?
Well, actually, a girlfriend of mine again said, right, that's it, let's go overseas and go on holidays. So off we went, and within, I think it was 4 days, she met and fell in love with a wonderful man. And I said, well, I've got no one to play with. So off I went on my own. And
Don't forget, help is always just a phone call away.
So off I went and toured around and ended up staying with both of them, thankfully, in Hong Kong.
Did they invite you to stay, or did you just decide to stay?
Yes, of course they did. I was actually bridesmaid. They got married less than a year later, so it was definitely worth it. I was losing a friend to someone very much worthwhile.
Did you work in Hong Kong television?
Yes, I did. I worked in television, I worked in film, I did documentaries. I was there for 6 months of last year and was lucky to have kept working. I did a little bit for TVB Pearl in Hong Kong, which was very interesting, working with the Chinese directors, and did some documentaries, mainly for the British.
Did you work with any Aussie directors over there?
No, there are a lot of Aussie actors and actresses, not directors.
One of the leading directors over there, who's now back in Australia, is a mate of mine, Ross Blake, and he made a lot of top commercials over there in Hong Kong, and he says that, and I agree with him after having seen television over there and the standard of advertising, it's an area we don't talk about very much, but it's a very, very strong medium over there, isn't it, in Hong Kong?
Well, it is. Look how many viewers you've got.
Exactly.
Somebody said, oh, you just worked in Hong Kong television. That's nice, but then you try and get on the mass transit to go home and you've got people this far going, oh, I know you. Wasn't quite with the Australian accent, though.
Can you make a living over there on television?
I think so. Well, I was there for 6 months. I don't know if I could live there for a long period of time. I love Australia. I like the open spaces and I like to be able to drive and get lost in the mountains. I found Hong Kong a little bit claustrophobic for me. So, i.e. I went off everywhere. I went to Thailand on holidays and went to Europe. It's a great spot for any traveller.
As long as I can remember, unfortunately, hostesses in television, particularly on successful shows where people know them immediately, and they get it wasn't a word that we used back in the old days, but nowadays the word bimbo, and I've never heard it associated with you, I must say, but, you know, I mean, you know of it, and of course, what sort of reaction do you get when people just assume that if you happen to be a hostess on television, that's the only thing in life that you can do?
Oh dear. I think I probably feel a little bit more sorry that people like that can't look any wider.
Exactly.
You know, people would say, oh wow, the dumb blonde. You think, really? I have to worry about people who spend so much time thinking about that. Personally, I don't have enough energy mentally to think or to worry about it. You know, it doesn't bother me at all. It's going to come anywhere.
What about the future? What would you like to have happen?
Well, I've been working as an actress for the last 3 years since leaving Match, and I've found that very, very challenging. Very challenging. I've a bit of everything. Basically, I think if I had an ambition, it'd be to keep on working.
Good ambition to have, isn't it?
Yeah, and be happy at it too.
Exactly. Nice to meet you, Tiffany, and good luck in the future.
Thank you very much.
Tiffany Lane.